Okay, beautiful people, we got work to do. It is time to bring my friend here to a finish, okay? Because she's been waiting for a new dress since like we figure like the 1970s, all right? So here we are. I want you to meet my friend Neptune right here, Miss Neptune in the house. This is, of course, one of our new colors launching tonight for the week. Having fun week to week. Taking it day by day, week by week, right? What else can you ask for? So far, what I have done is we hung out last night. I've got my 2 coats of this gorgeous color on here. And I posted a video earlier where I took my poly, which, by the way, my favorite poly right now. I'm going back to my roots. I no longer have any more of my Junk Monkey poly in the house, so I go back to what I know in the beginning that was always tried, trusted, and true. Trusted, and true. Hey, Kearney, how are you? And Elma. So what I'm using the poly with my Junk Monkey paint nowadays is the Minwax polyacrylic, and I have to tell you, the clear matte is where it's at. I love that one, clear matte right here. And a lot of the furniture that I do paint tends to lean towards just feeling cozy, lived in, a little bit worn, a little distressed and weathered. And so to keep with that, I find that if you go between a matte and a satin, it keeps things in a place where it's not too shiny and perfect and looking new. Rather, it just kind of like falls in line with the type of the feel that you're trying to embrace, right? So anyway, that's what I did. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to get ready to put on the final touches. So I've done a poly on here, just a 1-coat poly, and poly can be particular, but I have found that what helps in my final kind of looks here is if I go over it as well with one more layer of protection, and I use our Monkey Shine. So, hey, Yelma says, I love that color. Isn't this so pretty? So this is this color here. We swatched them last night. This is what it looks like. And then this is what it looks like sealed. So you can see that together. So pretty. The color is Neptune, king of the oceans, the seas, the storms, all the sea creatures. So just a beautiful, it's like gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous color. And then just to show you the other ones, we have this one coming out tonight. This one is called Toadstool. So it is a grayish. It is like a beige gray. It's gorgeous. It's warm. It's mushy. It gives you all the mushy feels. This one here, of course, is called Fireside Glow. So just a gorgeous brick red, like fireplace brick red. Beautiful and very nice and cozy for the season. And then we have this one here, which is called Rusty Pumpkin. And so that one as well. So all these colors hit tonight on our Etsy. Junkmonkeypaint.com will get you there. This is going to be really, really nice too. I'm going to be doing this color. You're definitely going to see me do some projects with this color because, of course, it's pumpkin season. And so the colors right now are the ones that I want to paint with, do some projects with. And so if you're interested, we are just doing small batches, and you can grab the limited amounts that we are making of Junk Monkey Paint. Junkmonkeypaint.com takes you to the Etsy. You see the stuff, you do the things, and then you have fun with it. And then, so these are 4 new colors right here, but then there's also, just so you know, if you are a lover of the antique lace, there's a refill tonight, as well as the, where'd it go? Here we go. Yeah, antique lace and the raven wing right here. Pretty, right? Okay, so this girl's waiting, so we gotta get to work here. Hey Brenda, how is your day going? So look at this. I've got a brand new Monkey Shine. All right, this is just our all natural beeswax polish. And what I have learned, this personal trick, is that while when you poly, it's very particular. We say poly is a very particular beast, right? She is, you know, when you gotta lay it down. You gotta go quick. You can't back brush too much. You have to do a light layer, let it go, and then put on your second layer if you want, but it can lead to a lot of unevenness, right? And that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's poly. This is just a hand painted process, but I think it's beautiful and has character. But one thing I have learned, that is, if I take my Chevy chip brush, if you have a wax brush, that's awesome. The most important thing is that you use a brush that is natural haired. So I even have a stencil brush here that I pulled out. See this? It's that stuff that's like, it's so itchy. Yeah, that's what you need. So what we're gonna do, you see I'm already swiping. You see that deliciousness right there? That's a beeswax natural oil finish. And so what we're gonna do, oh, Tammy, it's coming back tonight. So the last 2 weeks we've put up our paint and it has sold out. And so tonight is another round of it. So there is antique lace, raven wing, and then the 4 new colors. I'll show them again in a second. But I'm gonna work on here. So before I get to the metallic wax, I have just learned a personal trick, and that is I'm using water-based poly, my Minwax that I showed you a minute ago. And when I do this over the top, the Monkey Shine works beautiful with it. It is just a thing that I have just found myself that works really, really well. I'm going to share it with you so you get beautiful furniture. It evens out all the, just kind of the imperfections of when you use poly. It happens because, you know, you're brushing it on. How do you get rid of brush strokes? Well, you know what the best thing to do is you're going to have to spray it on. But the truth of the matter is it's real life, right? And so that sort of stuff is going to happen. But how you can minimalize it to give you a sleek, just a more professional, even finish is this is what I do. I have the heavier first round for of poly for protection. And then I'll come over the top of it. And basically what it's going to do is just, can you see it? It kind of deepens what I've done. It just works really well, and it evens out unevenness, and then I just get a really nice finish. So this is what I'm doing. We make this as well, the Monkey Shine. I say we, it's truly Matt. I paint with it, Matt makes it. Give credit where credit is due. And I'm happy. So, you know what? I just made some pumpkin bars. And so, you know, I keep him happy. So I'm happy. It goes all around, right? So I just, oh my gosh, guys, I made this recipe. I tried this 2 ingredient, I kid you not, pumpkin bar recipe. I filmed it. It's going to be in my first video coming up on Sunday, my first episode of just cozy projects. I'm seeing flies. What are you coming from, Mr. Fly? Hello, come in for a visit. It's drawn to the water. It's like, Blue, it's water, I'm thirsty. Can you see that, though, on the camera as I do this? Like, looking at this up close, it's so pretty. But I have a recipe that I tried. It worked out so well. By the way, when you open these new brushes, do a tug on the end, because sometimes when they make them, if, you know, some of these hairs will fall out, so they do this clamp right here. So it just helps you get them out of your paint and stuff. But yeah, it's a 2-ingredient pumpkin bar recipe. I'm all about the coziness. I'm all about, you know, living more intentional, enjoying my food, making food, learning, you know, the place when you make your own food. You can go get a pack of cookies. Yes, right now. But when you make it yourself, it's done with love and intention. The house smells fabulous, you know, and so I just, we're eating the last few pieces of it. So in my video, my vlog coming up on Sunday, I share that recipe. We bake it together and enjoy it together. But it's basically a video of, let's see, I'll have, oh, I should have showed you. I've got another furniture project I'm going to do here. This one's, it's broken. She needs some love. I will film it and show you. But it's my next project I'm going to do today after I get this one finished. Isn't that pretty? It just fills in anything. Now I got to wipe it down, right? But I'm just letting it, it's having a spa day here. I'm going to do the same thing with the top as well. I can use it like a paintbrush, but I find that if you go in circles, it just helps fill in all the paint pores, and you get this beautiful resist protectant. And I think it's gorgeous. I think it's gorgeous. It's the season for cozy, warm furniture. So yeah, I got this project where I bought this table, and one of the legs, it always had a fractured leg, and it just gave way. It's still standing, but the actual wood that makes up the wooden leg, it literally just fell apart. I think maybe it was in a moist place before, and then being in the building it dried out and then just gave way. And so I'm going to rebuild it, but I have an idea. So it's going to be very foresty, very, very magical when I'm done. And I may use, you know, the greens that we had 2 greens come out here in the last 2 weeks. We did the Enchanted Forest, and then last week we did the Moss Blanket. And I'm thinking that I'm going to pick one of those. You should see what I have planned. If it all comes out the way I have planned, it's going to be beautiful, and I'll show you where I set it up in my space, my cozy space. All right, so there we go. We got the top and the bottom. Isn't that pretty? Tammy's on here. Joseph's Paula. Janice says Sunday seems like 3 months away when you're talking 2 ingredient pumpkin bars in August. October. Say it with me. October. Yeah, but this, I want it to be like, this is my first video. Let me get a clean rag. Let me get a clean rag here so we can buff it off right here. Tammy says her paint order arrived today. Oh, that is good news. Have you opened it yet, Tammy? I'm open. Everything is intact. You know what? Out of all the paint we've sent out, hallelujah, we have not had any spillage. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And so we like to keep it that way, right? Trust me. You don't like spilled paint, and I sure don't like spilled paint. You do all you can, and you just hope between here and there, it somehow makes it. And let me tell you, if you've ever driven across country, you realize how far it is. When I'm on the East Coast, and you could be on the West Coast, if you drive cross country and you're passing the trucks, quite literally, that like, oh yeah, this is how we ship our mail, and you're like, wow, they're out here in the middle of the desert, like your box is on a journey. It has taken a journey. But yeah, 2 ingredient pumpkin bars, Janice. They're amazing. So I finished them yesterday, and I filmed the whole process. So we bake in the kitchen together. It's a good time. And my goal is for it to be just a project-driven video that feels very relaxing, very calm. It's going to have lots of outdoorsy, foresty vibes, very nature vibes, right? Listen to the birds more. And hear what they have to say to you. And yeah, so a few recipes as well each week. But this morning, so I had Matt. Matt was very skeptical. He's like, what? Because he's a chef, right? He's like, okay, you're going to make this with these 2 ingredients. I'm not sure, Sonia, how this is going to work out. And I'm like, just trust me. All right, so I tried this recipe. And anyway, all I'm going to say is we had some last night. And then we woke up this morning. And Matt, I see Matt, he comes out of the kitchen. And he's like, I just had some more of your pumpkin bars. I'm like, you did, huh? I see. So you liked them is what you're telling me. So anyway, if you need a nice fall recipe, I got you covered. It's one of many. It's going to be a long, cozy season. Tell me if this is your favorite time as well. All right. So we buff. We Jimmy buff it till we can't buff no more. Till things just feel nice and smooth and dry, right? Doesn't that look good? Thank you, Mary. Mary says, that's beautiful. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now what we're going to do, I just did light distressing on it, is we are going to, so that was the monkey shine. What did I do with my lid? Here, lid. All right, you're here somewhere. You want to play. Marco! So, we were talking last night about what color we want to do for the finish on this here. And we can go many, many ways. And we can go gold, we can go white gold, we can go copper. You guys wanted to see it in silver, so let's do it. I firmly believe that if you do any dark color, any dark color is going to work with silver for sure. And when you have a nice dark moody color, oh boy, does it pop. So let's do it. Without further ado, I present to you the old silver. You'll find it jumpmonkeypaint.com. And these are what I have up for grabs is I got some for me. I got extra for you. So if you want to get the paint, where should I start? Let's just start and put it on. So many possibilities. Oh, I love that. But the ones that you see online are my 5 favorite I cannot live without metallic waxes, because there's a million different colors that you can get. But the ones that I have, which is the old silver, the vintage gold, the white gold, the black gold, and the rich copper. Listen, Linda, I don't care which one you pick. It's all gonna work out just fine. I'm just going in with my fingers. I can wash my hands after. I'm somebody who likes to get into my work, and I'm okay with that. Oh gosh, guys, this looks so good, doesn't it? And by the way, you just saw me wipe that with my finger. When you do use the monkey shine with these waxes, what happens is you can use them as an eraser. It just makes it much more fluid and easier to be able to move your waxes around. So that way, if you touch a wax and you touch a spot and you're like, I did not mean it to go there, no worries. Just wipe it back off immediately before it sets up. But when it does set up, it hardens and you don't have to do anything else. Just let this dry. Turn on a fan, let it dry, and it's gonna harden and be great. You don't even need to do anything else. Can you guys see this? I haven't looked behind to see what it looks like in the camera, but hopefully you are seeing the potential. For our $4.99 1970s end stand. Oh yes, please. Can you see that? Can you see it? Give me a yes if you can recognize a beauty when you see it. And then, you know, you don't really see all these bits until you bring them to life. That's why there's so much potential for doing waxing. So I've kind of kept to one side over here, and maybe you can see it just like that. Just to one side to see the difference that when you do put the waxes on. And I'm just rubbing my fingers over all the different like woods and the beads and the edges. So this piece is actually built pretty cool. It's got all these lines. Oh my gosh. It's just gorgeous. Love that. All right, before I keep going over. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, guys, I forgot the best part. Look at me being all crazy with the Cheese Whiz. Lost my mind. Don't look away now because this is the best part. You know, we've been waiting for this little. There's so many parts of this that it's like, okay, where do I want my fingers to go first? Oh my gosh. I can't wait for Matt to see this. He wanted to see this with the silver on as well. And I think it's good. I think I'm proud. I'm happy. All right, can you see that? But can you see that? Right there. Wowzer. Wowzer. Isn't that beautiful? So, one section done. All right, let's knock out the next one. Look how fast it's going to be. No time flat. It's almost like you get the pleasure out of the painting. Mr. Fly. Fly guy. I opened the back door, so I think they're all coming for a visit. They're like, no, I must go hang out with humans before winter. I'll save this next little handle here for the last bit. It's like when you have the last little thing on your plate that you wait. This is the good stuff right here. I can always tell, if Matt was here, he'd laugh, because I can always tell what his favorite is. It's because he always saves the last little bit for last. But just make sure you let this set up and dry. Turn a fan on. Once you're done, step away from it and let it do its thing, because you want this to be dried. So monkey shine, dry it off, and then add all the detailing. Look at this. You'll never look at a piece of furniture the same, will you, when you're at Goodwill? Or wherever you go. It's so funny, Matt stopped at Aldi's the other day, and the manager of Ambets was there, and he recognized Matt, and he's like, "Tell Sonia that we got all kinds of new donations." So I'm like, must go back to Ambets. This is the time that everybody's buying for the cozy season. Friends, okay, I think the last little bit right here that we really have to do is going to be this little door handle right here. What do you think? How long does it take to dry? Are you referring to this? So when I finish a piece like this, I let it sit before I sell it. I would let it sit for a couple of days just to make sure, because you want this to set up. Typically it's 24 hours, but with how warm it's been, and I feel like it's pretty much everywhere really, really warm. So give it a couple days before you sell it, 24 hours before you move it into your room or something like that. But my golly gee. Yep, so put your poly on, let that dry. I polyed this morning. Technically you should wait a day, but I know my limits and what I can push. And so I had the fan on. It set up quite nice, so I was ready to put my monkey shine onto it. I can get it off a little bit more if I want right there. But yeah, give it a couple days. Turn a fan on, especially with how, like I said, humid it's been and warm it's been. But typically 24 hours, your monkey shine is ready to go as soon as you buff it. Way to go. And it'll continue to do, a piece, believe it or not, cures behind the scenes. It takes 30 days. That's the standard for a paint, any painted piece. The stuff that you don't see that's happening, but to your touch, I would go at least the minimum of 24 hours. I love that. So right in there, I got a little bit of that silver, and that's okay. But if I really wanted to get it off, just to show you, if I go for my monkey shine, I put it right in there, get it nice and juicy again, I can wipe all that off. Just if you're not trying to get that look. See, and it came off just perfectly. Wipe it in circles, switch over my rag to another dry spot. Way to go. Gosh, she's beautiful. So I'm just gonna work my way around this entire piece. I see I missed at the top up there. Do you see any spots I missed? Don't tell me. But I do want to even it out. So I'm going to put a little bit as well. By the way, this has like doors that I've already opened and distressed. So these have been open since I painted it to make sure they open and close properly. But just to let you know, one of the things that I like to do is, especially if I'm painting something that has a hinge onto it, is that if you can paint this, but when they open, they're going to naturally distress. So what I do in the very beginning is I've already hit my little, my hinges with a sand pad. So that way the distressing happens naturally, because, say it with me, real life happens. Real life happens. Get this corner a little bit. Love that. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'd be okay with this in my bedroom, in my living room. So if you have a piece, you don't want to haul it out, you just want to paint what you already have, you don't want to spend more money and buy, oh, there's my lid, and buy more, or maybe you do, just for the joy of going out and seeing what you can find. But I'm just going to tell you, this is amazing. It's interesting. This is already, like, I'm rubbing my finger over this that I've already painted, and it just really grabbed and set up real nice. So I think this one's going to dry pretty quickly, which is awesome. I just see a spot over here that I could probably add a little extra. This one has all these pieces to it. My golly. Okay. So I am going to finish this up and work my way around, but it's already setting up. Tell me if you see the gorgeous difference. You love that silver. I'll do some up close shots too, so you can really, really see it, but really super happy with it. I'm gonna go all the way around the top and the two sides. The back is just a nice clean, I don't need to refinish the back. So really it's just right here what you see. It's pretty easy to do. Sometimes you stand back and you're like, oh, I might wanna make that join right there with the silver. So pretty. Yeah, so this is the old silver. If you want to do the same look, it's called Old Silver. And it's not like, you'll notice a lot of the waxes that I pick is a lot of just old-timey charm, you know, that show just patina. So this is old silver, not a bright brand new. This has a little bit of a darker muted, like, you know, it's been around for a bit, right? You find the silver, you went looking through a jewelry box and you found silver, but it might be a little bit tarnished, but it is, you know, it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I'm gonna go put labels on paints, and then I have to take my pictures for Etsy. So if you too love to play and paint and you want to get your hands on this week's batch Junk Monkey, it'll be going up at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, junkmonkeypaint.com. And so this is one of 4 new colors. So over the next few days, I'm going to be painting with the other ones as well. So it's just really fun when you see them brought to life. So that is gorgeous. Neptune, and then of course, pumpkin projects. Way to go. That would be gorgeous too on there. This will be gorgeous too on there, right? These are like nice colors. So nice. They're just not, they just make your piece just feel really heavy and weighted and rich and sophisticated, right? Because they're deep pigmented. Hey D, how are ya? And then of course this one right here is the toadstool. So it's a grayish. If you love your neutral with a little bit of the warmth that will fit in, maybe you have grays, maybe you have browns in your home, maybe you have hardwood floors in your home, and you get the wood, it's got those tones where it kind of can look kind of gray, but yet kind of brown, and you're like, what do I do? If I do like a blue gray, it's not gonna fit, it's gonna feel cold. This is what you go with, a grayish, a gray beige. Makes the world go round. And antique lace, of course, and raven wing, which is our classic black, that guy back there. All right, so I'm gonna go finish up this piece here, wash my hands really good. There's soap and water. Some people are like, oh my gosh, you don't wear gloves. I don't. I get into my work, I feel it. I feel every edge. Feel every edge of what I'm doing here, and it allows me to get really just close and up close with everything. So I make that connection when I put that, you know, the wax on. And also there's something very meditative about it as well. You know, I'm talking to you guys right now as I'm doing this. I still find myself reaching back here and touching it. It's because there's just something about, like, you're in the present. When you're taking your time and you're running your fingers over things that you have in your home that you create, whether you're making something in the kitchen or you're working on some beautiful furniture, there's just something very meditative and peaceful about it, right? Take your time. It's like a coloring book almost. It's just like that, an adult coloring book, except it's furniture. And you get to enjoy it when it's done. So, yeah, so that will happen at 7 o'clock tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll work on a new project. This one will be done. I'll film some pictures of it so you can really see it, the finale, right? The girl in her new dress. It's gonna be gorgeous. Nancy says she don't wear gloves either. No, you know what? I have soap and water. It's gonna be fine. Thank you, Margie. I appreciate that. Yeah, so what color should we paint with tomorrow? What do you think? Do you have a vote? Anything else you want to see? That was the blue one. But if you had to pick for tomorrow, what would you love to see first out of a new batch? Going onto a piece of furniture. Oh my gosh. So many projects. I do have that piece that I'm going to do, though. The one with the broken leg. So stay tuned. You will see that one as well. That's what I'm getting into. Have a good one, friends. I hope you find something pumpkin-y in your life. Ogtober. Say it with me. August, October, Ogtober.